Rotolight has just announced their Pro editions of the Aeos 2 and Neo 3. We've previously covered the original Aeos 2 here on this channel, as well as briefly introduced the Neo 3. These new Pro editions are still very rooted in terms of identity compared to their originals, but with that Pro designation comes along some very welcome upgrades. These refined features would be what we're focusing on in this video. Now, visually, the way to differentiate these Pro versions from their standard counterparts are the striking red metal handles on the Aeos 2, as opposed to silver on the original, and on the Neo 3, you could tell the Pro version apart by these red solid aluminium dials. In terms of light output, these Pro lights are up to 25% brighter than their originals, which were already really bright to begin with. I was particularly impressed with the output on the Neo 3 Pro edition. I'll describe it as being almost obscenely bright for such a tiny light. Because it's so small and so bright, it's become my new favorite for a quick overhead lighting rig or just a run and gun fill light outdoors. Really cool how they were able to squeeze even more output out of these lights. Both of these Pro lights also now support Godox Flash transmitters natively. That's in addition to the Elinchrom Skyport compatibility, which we've already seen in the original versions. Now, in my circle at least, these Godox transmitters are quite a fair bit more common than Elinchrom transmitters. So with these Pro Edition Rotolight fixtures, they're being made a lot easier to integrate as RGB WW flash units into existing setups. And one of the biggest conveniences being offered in these Pro lights are the inclusion of Rotolight's Masters of Light presets. Basically, when you're in the gel, HSI, or effects modes, you can access presets designed by leading photographers and award-winning filmmakers. In practice, it's actually a super neat feature, especially when you need something that works and you need it quickly. It's definitely faster than coming up with your own and figuring out a recipe on the spot to dial in, and you still get the freedom of choice because there's so many presets to choose from, and you can still customize each one of these presets by yourself. And something about the whole thing just feels very collaborative in a sense, because your light's putting out something designed by a real person. Another one of my favorite upgrades on the Pro lights, also in line with presets, are Kelvin presets in CCT mode. It sounds very minor, and in fact we've probably taken it for granted, especially when controlling lights from a mobile app, but this is actually my first time seeing this implemented directly within the interface of a fixture itself. We've also got 4 new effects which are exclusive to these Pro lights, and when we talk about effects on Rotolight fixtures, they're known for being really good. Reason for that is, Rotolight's effects are designed by an Emmy Award-winning visual effects veteran. These 4 new effects are called Party, Fireworks, Throb, and Candle, and with these things, they're usually always better for me to show you on screen rather than describe them. One final feature you're going to get only on the Pro editions is something called the F-Dim mode. Previously, this is something I've seen only on their top-of-the-line Titan lights, and it's a very well thought-out feature. You'll find it tucked away in the System menu, and the way it works is you dial in your camera's shutter speed and ISO. The light will then display the current output as an f-stop for a given distance, which eliminates the need for a light meter. Up until this point, everything I've mentioned in this video are the additional perks you would get on the Pro editions. On top of all these, everything that's great about the standard editions are also here to stay. Things like them being incredibly lightweight for what they are, they're easy to power either off house power or batteries. The Aeos 2 runs off V-mounts. The Neo 3 can run off NP batteries, but Rotolight actually designed a custom NP style battery for it, which can be charged through a Type-C port on the battery itself. That's definitely one of my favorite little touches about this kit. And of course, it's difficult not to be completely spoiled by the superbly designed color touchscreen interface on both these lights. They work like a charm. They can also be controlled remotely through the mobile app, which was geniusly designed to work exactly like the interface on the back of the light themselves. The Aeos 2 and Neo 3 Pro editions are being launched right now on Indiegogo with special early bird pricing, so I'll leave a link below for anyone interested, and that's all I got on these 2 new lights. If you enjoyed this video, maybe I'll see you in another one.